Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Mike. You already know what is up and what is good. And in today's video, we're going to talk about if the Pelicans can pull off a top 3 seed in the West. They've been really tearing through teams lately, and not to mention, the teams that we were expecting to be good have been struggling so far, such as the Lakers and the Rockets. But I'll hit on that later in the video. But if you guys are new to the channel and just now finding me for the very first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. Anthony Davis is coming into his own and really shaping to be the best player in the NBA for the future. Anthony Davis is looking like an MVP candidate and has been for the last few years. He's really been showing his dominance in the league thus far and making himself a problem for other teams. People are saying he's a top 3 player in the league, and he's definitely up there for sure, although he is not in my top 3, but he is in my top 4. He himself believes he is the best player in the league, and man, he is sure playing like it so far and really wants to prove that. It takes little to say it, but he sure is showing it. He's top 3 in his position without a doubt, and a 27 and 12 guy night in and night out. He's so dominant down low and can stretch you out to the 3, so he's very versatile. But I'm not going to tell you guys something you already know and dwell on that too much. We all know Anthony Davis. It's really been about the guys around him that have been the real story, as impactful as Anthony Davis is. So let me talk about this Pelicans team. Let me tell you guys this. Elfrid Payton has found his home. He's really found the right situation there in New Orleans on the Pelicans. He's moved around a couple times, being in Orlando, then to the Phoenix Suns, and now has made his way to the Pelicans, and I think he's here to stay. He got a triple-double in his first matchup against the Rockets, and yes, the Pelicans are going to miss Rondo because he is a special talent and mind to have as part of your team, and especially when the playoffs come around. And man, how about that Rockets and Lakers fight with Ingram, Harden, and Rondo and CP3? That was pretty crazy, but yeah, nonetheless, Elfrid Payton appears to be the perfect replacement for this team, and he has fit here seamlessly. He plays decent defense and plays the right way, and he also plays tough. I mean, there's talk of this being due to him finally cutting his hair. Even his teammates were convinced of that, and have come out and said it can sometimes feel as if it's a distraction for him. I mean, my hair's a distraction, and it's nowhere near as long and crazy as his was, so I can only imagine his. So maybe cutting his hair was really a blessing in disguise, because it sure is going good for him so far. But I mean, Mirotic is erupting. That's the real story here in New Orleans. This is the surprise player so far. It has to be one of them indefinitely. I think he's reached his full potential, and the Pelicans are utilizing him just right, so props to Alvin Gentry as well. I don't know about you guys, but this may be my way too early candidate. Not the most improved, but a candidate for a most improved player. And you can also throw in Zach LaVine because he has been really balling in Chicago, but you can't deny the fact that Mirotic has also been balling out here in New Orleans as well. We'll just see how long he can keep this up because he is on fire from deep, putting up 30 plus points so far in their first 2 ball games, averaging 33 points per game. Mirotic is shooting the lights out with 65% from 3 and 61% from the field, shooting a higher percentage from distance than from the field. He's really out here playing like a video game, and his play is unreal right now. It's like he has the sliders up, but when you go check, they're still on default. I just hope that he can keep this up because it's good to see him succeed and doing well on this team. And we can't forget the likes of Jrue Holiday and E'Twaun Moore. These 2 guys are a great boost to have and great contributors on this team, and 2 of the main players of the core on this team that make it what it is. We know Jrue Holiday. His defensive prowess is close to unmatched when he's guarding your team's point guard or shooting guard. And with Rondo gone, that leaves Jrue Holiday and Elfrid Payton more responsible with giving guys open looks and setting up their guys for easy baskets, and both of them have done more than an exceptional job at doing so. You got Holiday at around 9 assists per game, at top 5 early in the league in assists, sitting at number 3. So his play defensively and offensively will definitely play a huge factor in getting this team further success. And like I mentioned, E'Twaun Moore is a really solid wing/guard for this team. He's also coming into his own and showing his potential here on the Pelicans after being here for a while. You have E'Twaun Moore putting up 21 points in his first contest with the Pelicans this season, and Jrue Holiday nearly putting up a double-double in both games at the start of the season. I really believe the Pelicans are ready to take the next step. They finally built a nice, decent team around Anthony Davis. I believe it's safe to say the Pelicans probably have the most dominant front court in the league right now, with Julius Randle and Anthony Davis, and even Mirotic if they slide him to that 4 spot. Their front court leads the league in scoring right now and looks virtually unstoppable, especially when one of them is Anthony Davis. Then by his side, one of the toughest, hard-nosed players at that 4 position in Julius Randle. It's never-ending hustle with Julius Randle and grabbing those boards and going back up for easy baskets for his team. And depending on his matchup, Julius Randle is capable of bullying his matchup down low in the paint and can eat away your team that way. The Pelicans' front court scoring is unmatched right now throughout the league. You got Randle with 25 and 8 in his first game with the Pelicans and dropping 13 and 14, a solid double-double in that next contest. And we know how Anthony Davis has been performing absolutely nuts and already in his mid-season MVP level. The Pelicans lead the league in points in the paint and assists as well, not to mention top 5 in rebounds, and their offensive rating is off the charts at 128 points per game. Like I alluded to earlier in the video, other teams that we've had high expectations for are struggling as of late, regardless if it is early or not. You look at the Lakers, who I believe are still winless in the making of this video, but have had some great outings. Then you have the Rockets, which this Pelicans team has dealt with pretty easily without much resistance at all. Clearly the Rockets don't have the same identity they had last year on defense, and that pushes them down a little bit, and that gives teams like the Pelicans and the Nuggets and Jazz included a head start to really have a chance to finish in the top 4 in the Western Conference. So it's not just this team you have to look at when analyzing these situations. Other teams play a role in how your team will perform, and that goes for every team. So really pay attention to those teams as well. Coach Gentry has come out and said that he isn't going to change anything in terms of strategy and when running lineups for this team. He doesn't plan on going small on teams that play small or anything of that matter. He isn't looking at the other team and basing his game plan off them. He's saying, look, it's your coach against mine and my talent against yours. I'm not going to change something that we've been deemed successful thus far, and really successful at that. And that is really good on Gentry's part. That way, players will get accustomed more quickly and stay up to par on things as far as the game plan, and won't ever have to go into a game confused or uncomfortable having to play a different position, keeping players in their comfort zones to get the best out of them. And that's one of the things I really like about Coach Gentry for this team and what makes him a pretty good coach. This Pelicans team is really coming out with a strong campaign, and hopefully they can sustain this level of play throughout the entirety of the season and continue to maul teams like the way they have been for the remainder of the season as well. If they can do that and stay consistent, then they definitely have a chance to make this a very special season for the Pelicans this year and has a chance to be a very special team. Anyone who has doubted this team before or so far will very soon be eating their own words and having to chew them very slowly, because it's only 3 games into the season and they look pretty good. So although it is early into the NBA season, the sample size the Pelicans have provided so far is very convincing to say the least, and satisfying to see. The reason I say satisfying is because it is really upbringing to see Anthony Davis on a thriving team, and not that he hasn't before, because he did have last year's team that was hurt and exploded in the absence of those guys, but I believe we can all agree that this team this season looks a lot better given the players they lost in the offseason. This team can definitely have a chance to land a top 3 seed, and I can't wait to see what's in store for Anthony Davis and the Pelicans, or should I say Nikola Mirotic and the Pelicans this season, and see where they fall by the time April and May hit. Let me know, guys, how surprised, if at all, by the bombarding start this Pelicans team has had so far. Do you see the Pelicans sliding in as a top 3 or 4 seed? And if not, who do you have up there? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for making it this far into the video. And again, guys, if you are new to my channel and just not finding me for the very first time and like what you guys see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day. It's been your boy Mike, and you can let that beat drop.